Hi, I'm Scott Angus, and this is Code in the Community, a series telling stories about local people, local businesses creating inclusive spaces, and how you can too. Today, we're nestled in here at Tito Boy restaurant, a delicious, amazing restaurant here in the South End of Winnipeg. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
My name is Jackie Wild. I am the general manager here at Tito Boy Restaurant. So Tito Boy Restaurant is an intergenerational meeting space. We are so much more than just a restaurant. The running joke in our Philippine community is that every Philippine family has a Tito Boy. And my dad just so happens to be that Tito Boy of our family. So the restaurant really is his namesake, and it gets to honor his upbringing and many of the foods that he got to enjoy growing up. And I grew up in a time and place where it wasn't celebrated to talk about your culture and the country that your parents came from. But I went to a French immersion school, and one of the first things that the principal had told my parents to do when they had their initial meetings together was to not speak Tagalog or any of their native dialects in our household because it would confuse me. That was really the first domino in, a set of many, assimilation events that happened in my life where I felt like I was starting to become more and more ashamed of where I came from and where my family came from and our ancestry. So it wasn't until much later on in my life that I had met some really amazing leaders from the Philippine community and other racialized and other diverse equity-seeking groups that were, shouting their cultural identities, their stories, many of them newcomer stories from the rooftops. And then it made me realize that this is something that we should be proud of. I think that the Winnipeg Chamber was incredibly progressive with the way that they approached creating code from the ground up. Being the first nationally to create such a meaty and meaningful program is something that our community should be very proud of. My hope is for companies to dismiss any preconceived notions that they have about how hard or how difficult it may be to incorporate a DEIB strategy into their place of work, because at least it shows, a demonstration that the community wants to be better for each other. And I think that's a really good thing for our business community and beyond. We actually make it a priority to source all of our food, all of our supplies, primarily from Filipino-owned businesses as well. So we're going to be bringing in products from other small Philippine business owners who are probably at similar stages in their journeys as we are, kind of at, the very front end of it. And they're trying to expand and grow their business, but may not be able to afford having a whole brick and mortar store. This space isn't just about our story. This is a space that we're telling many folks and their stories and what their lived experiences are like.
You have two lovely daughters.
Yes.
What is your favorite thing to do with them?
We'll, learn different numbers in Tagalog together. We'll talk about, the different foods that we make. Sometimes, they'll help us actually cook some of those dishes for dinner. She is always teaching me something new about myself, my culture, how being progressive looks like in the modern day era. Again, everybody's at a different stage in their journey, and you don't need to be, DEIB influencers or advocates. You just need to have a desire to do better by your employees, by your customers, by your community.